What's up, guys? How you doing? Cowboy Crunk coming to you from Houston, Texas, baby, the big Magnolia. Your war daddy here. Man, I had a couple days off. I had to get some stuff done. It's been raining like crazy out here. So we got... I was supposed to fly Friday night. I was going to land in Kabul, which is Saturday morning. No, it would have been Sunday morning I'd have been landing in Kabul. That's how long it takes to get there, with like a 6-hour layover in Istanbul. I had a dinner set up and everything. Get all that changed. Anyways, I changed my ticket, took 2 extra days vacation, so I don't land in Kabul. I would have got there, and the first quarter, maybe even the second quarter might have been over. Might have been halftime by the time I got my suitcase and got to my apartment in Kabul. So, changed my tickets. I'm going to be here. I had to do that. I got a car show Saturday morning. I will be live streaming from the car show for a little bit. So if you guys want to see what the Exotic Car Club of Houston puts together once a month, I'm going to make that show Saturday morning. I'll be at the Houston game Saturday afternoon, and then I'll be home to watch the Cowboys Saturday night. I cannot wait. Hey, guys, really, seriously, I really think the Dallas Cowboys are about to put a show on, and I have not said that. I have not said that once this year, but I'm really looking at things, and I see the changes we've made since the Seattle game. I'm just going over all these things. When we played them last time, we gave them 3 turnovers. They're not going to get that again. First of all, Earl Thomas was there, and he got 2 of the turnovers, but their safeties now are playing good. So I'm not going to take that away from them. They got 3 turnovers. They got 3 turnovers. Earl Thomas there or not. But I'm telling you, that won't happen again. We had 5 games this year with no turnovers. We won all 5 of those games. 3 of them were consecutive. And that was when we started our rip, when we started to rip off those games with those wins after we got Amari Cooper. That's another thing we've got on this sheet of paper that I've got here. I've got about 10 notes of improvements we've made since that game that I don't think Seattle has done anything to compensate for that. So I think we're a much better team than we were in week 3. I don't think Seattle has improved that much. I think they're playing better, but we made the offensive line coach change, big change. We moved Connor Williams around. We got Saif Aula. I have trouble saying his name. Xavier Fiola, Philo, whatever. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, moving on at defensive tackle. The improvements we made at defensive tackle. Antoine Woods has come along crazy. Taco Charlton is... Randy Gregory, the last few games, has blown up, guys. I really think that was a... And I told you guys, I hated seeing Tyrone Crawford get hurt. A really, really bad situation for the Cowboys and for Tyrone Crawford. But Randy Gregory was forced to step up. That guy is a beast, man. And if he can stay out of penalty trouble... and it's, a lot of it's not him. You guys know some of those penalties. The officials are shooting for him. They're looking for him prior to the game. They say watch 94. That dude, he does come in there wreaking havoc and wrecking family names, bro. He's coming in there tough. So I'm telling you guys, we have a very, very good chance. The 2 differences in this game, and I know the Dak fans are going to get on me, is Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson. They're very similar. Everyone knows. People have kind of thrown those guys back and forth and talked about how similar they are. Dak's a little, quite a bit younger and doesn't have the arm accuracy that Russell Wilson has. What's going to win this game for us? I'm telling you right now, just like I told you guys last week, we needed the tight ends to step up. The tight ends stepped up last week and played better. I think Dak is going to use those guys better, which is a big addition that to the Cowboys' ability this week that I don't think we had last week, and I don't have it written on my paper. So that's another improvement that the coaches have pushed through, and that was a really good thing to see. That last week they didn't run the ball at all. They just said, we're not running it. We don't need to run it. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to play this as a practice game. We're going to work on this passing game offense, and that's what we're going to do. And that's what they did. And everybody's, oh, Dak had this amazing game. Well, Dak could do that every week if he was forced to throw it, 42 times a game or whatever it happened to be last week. I don't recall that, but you guys know we threw the ball a heck of a lot more than we normally do. But we needed that. Dak needed that confidence inset into him where we could move forward. The linebacking crew that we have now is not what we had in week 3. Guys, I really, really think we have the opportunity right now, which may not be a good thing to do, but put our name on the map. Sometimes you want to slide through the playoffs and keep your name low and win a game, and but I really, really think we might have a game similar to the New Orleans game where our defense just plays really well, and that was the thing against the Giants. We had a rotational defense in there that didn't put our strongest suit on the table at all times. Sometimes we weren't wearing our best flashiest suit on defense during the Giants game, but we did somewhat in offense. Pretty much we kept our prolific offensive players in there. We tried to work our offense to maximize the passing game. Other than Ezekiel Elliott being there, another thing, Ezekiel Elliott sat out last week. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott is one of those guys that really likes to sit out. I think he needed the rest. I think with Tyrone Crawford coming back, another addition. Guys, I think we're on the verge of putting this together at the right time. We're one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now, even though we had that game against the Colts. And we still didn't play very well against Tampa Bay, and then we barely beat the Giants. The way I'm looking at it, and I'm looking back at the Seattle game, I still really think we have the opportunity right now to go after one of these bad boys again. And I'm not just throwing this together. Like I said, the linebacking crew now is playing at such a higher level than we were back in week 3. LVE and Jalen Smith were kind of working things together. Sean Lee was in there, the rotation they were doing. But since then, like the Eagles game, not the Colts game, there's been a couple breakout games for LVE and Jalen Smith. So if we can have one of those guys have another game like that, we've got a really, really good chance and they're challenging us right now when they're saying, when you hear on ESPN them say, oh, the Seattle Seahawks have the best running game in the NFL right now. Dude, our offensive linemen are in that locker room listening to that, coming out of practices, talking about it in film sessions. Our defensive line is listening to that, say, what? Seattle thinks they're going to come in here and run all over us? Ezekiel Elliott is saying, what, this dude Carson? I know this is my last name and all, and I do support the dude a little bit, but this dude Carson's going to outrun me, Ezekiel Elliott, on Cowboy turf in Jerry Jones' house and Jerryland. Hell, dude, I'm telling you guys, the Cowboys are going to come in there pumped up like they were for that game when the MMA fighter guy was there. And I know his name well. I'm in football mode right now and really concentrating on that. But guys, we got some players that have come around. We got Tavon Austin coming back. He played a couple snaps last week. So we really, really should be able to make a move this week, put the Seattle Seahawks down, and move forward. Like I said, what it's going to come down to me, it's going to come down to the cornerbacks. I know I started talking about the tight ends and got off track there, but that's what it was last week. This week, it's not the tight ends. This week, it's the cornerbacks. Our cornerbacks have got to shut down Russell Wilson, not the receivers. They're going to shut down the receivers. They're gonna be stride for stride with these guys. Tate got us in the Detroit game a couple times, but we did well against him in the Seattle game. What we got to do is those corners got to cover those receivers well. If Russell Wilson has his pinpoint accuracy day, if he has one of those days where he's just amazingly accurate, we still could have trouble with Seattle. And that's what I'm concerned about. I think our corners will be in position every time. They might get beat once or twice, but for the most part, they're going to be in position every time. We have to have our safeties tackle, just like the last game. You can go back to week 3. I said if our safeties don't tackle, we can lose this game. And it's going to come down to our safeties tackling and the corners locking these guys down and making Russell Wilson make every throw perfect. And that's where I see it. I think the run game will kind of balance out. I think we're going to dominate them in the run game a little bit. I think we're going to when I say balance out, I mean as far as carries go. But I really think we're gonna take them to the house on yards per carry and overall yards. The passing game, I think, is going to be fairly even. So it's going to come down to the run game and our corner shutting them guys down. So I appreciate it, guys. Cowboys coming. We got 48 hours. I will be here to watch the game Saturday night. So we'll see you guys there.